cities in Asia? And what about Taiwan and Taiwanese audiences that have appealed to you? Hello.
Very quick answer. We were invited. We were invited by this arc that we are sitting in now, and we were invited by River, and we were very happy to accept. So Taiwan got there first. That's something that I think it's worth saying about this piece, as opposed to other pieces, performances that Olivier and I have made with other clothes, either clothes from a different archive, or clothes from people's lives, or there's one piece called Eternity Dress where we actually create a dress during the course of the performance. This is about cinema, and it's not about clothes as such, it's about costumes, and they are designed by one very particular artist, Danilo Donati. There was a time when we were originally talking about making a piece devoted to Pasolini, when we were thinking about a mélange of other costumes from, for example, the Medea is not represented here because the Medea the costumes were designed by Piero Tosi. We decided fairly early to concentrate on this collaboration between Pierpaolo Pasolini and Danilo Donati. And the reason I mention this in answer to begin answering your question is these clothes and that particular artist, Danilo Donati, he's an expressionist, I would say. And the work is so, it's like a code. I mean, good costume in film is a code. It's not really clothes. Because in a film, you have to work very fast to identify the code of the portrait that you're playing. Because you only have, whatever, 90 minutes or 3 hours these days, but you don't have that long to actually introduce all the choices this particular person might make about what they're going to put on their body. You have to work with a very quick code. And Danilo Donati is working with a super code. I mean, if you look at the way in which he interprets the life of Oedipus Rex, I mean, these pieces are made, they're like, it's like a macrame class from kindergarten. It's so extreme, it's so expressionist, and the same, for example, with the costumes from Decameron, the ones that the pink dress that I just put in the middle and it stands up. They're made of cardboard, they're made of carpet. The baubles down the side of that pink dress are like Christmas decorations that are glued on. I mean, these are not clothes, they are costumes. And so even, I'm coming to Salo, even with Salo, where you could say Danilo Donati is working with a more naturalistic palette. You're dealing with, silk dresses from the 50s or the 40s. But no, they're not. They're still highly codified. And for anybody who has seen Salo, and I'm sorry if you haven't seen Salo, because it does help if you've seen Salo in particular to understand that section of the piece, I think. Salo is a terrifying piece of work about real horror and the capacity for humans to degrade each other and meet real cruelty on each other. And these costumes seem to hold that energy. I don't know why. Obviously, it does have something to do with the fact that I've seen that film and I remember those images and I know what that black and white dress means because I've seen that film several times and it's horrific what energy sort of swirls around that particular piece of clothing. The clothes are codes. And so if you know that code, if you've seen the film, you pick up on the code first. And yeah, it holds an aura. And to approach a plain, like the first piece that I look at in that section, is a very simple navy and white silk dress, like anybody in the 40s might wear, a secretary or a housewife or anybody, just a perfectly simple dress. But because of Salo, because it was created for that film, and because I've seen that film, and I know those images, it has this charge. It's like an electrical charge. And I'm sure if you hadn't seen the film, you could go and pick it up and put it on and it wouldn't actually do anything to you. But if you have seen the film, I guarantee it will be a little tricky.